the question is, who will draw first blood in the finals of the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association? On one side, it's a team with an immaculate record, powered by confidence, precision, and a season built on near perfection. It's the pride of Dasmariñas City, the Monarchs. On the other side, it's a team that stumbled, adjusted, and fought their way back, carrying the spirit of Tatakgel. It's the Biñan Tatakgel Arellano Lady Chiefs, battle-tested, and that they'll overcome. Two teams, one championship, and a history waiting to be written. Let the finals begin.
Dasmariñas Monarchs handling business.
First ticket to the finals, a very historical run.
Biñan Tatakgel Arellano Chiefs are your second grand finalists of the MPVA Season 2. In what has seemed to be months full of action, Dasmariñas still unscathed, still perfect, heading into the much-awaited series for them to be crowned. But what has been stopping them and Vanch Alinsog from taking the trophy for themselves is Chris Servidad. A career performance from her very last game with Biñan, seeking redemption for the second straight time here at the Santa Rosa City Sports Complex para sa inyong MPVA Season 2 ang liga para sa lahat. You are joined by Hans Galeria, Jong Panerio, and of course you just saw and heard Quinn Barcarce, our courtside reporter, kani-kanina lamang. Jong, my goodness, we have finally reached this point.
Exactly, Hans. And 3 months just went like that. And Hans, this is it. I mean, this is the moment that the entire season has been building towards with. And right now, of course, Dasmariñas Resilience going against the miracle of motion in Biñan. And they want to seal their legacy right now. So let's see who will come out victorious here in Finals Game 1.
You've already talked about the first two teams na meron tayo ngayon. Let's focus our sights on Dasma, first of all, on their road to the finals. Just like what I said, kani-kanina lamang, this has been quite an easy routing para sa kanila, sweeping Negros in this matchup.
Of course, Dasmariñas has undefeated excellence all throughout the season. And as you can see here, they have this immaculate record. Round 1, walang talo. Same in round 2. And they finished first in the prelims. And right now here, first finals appearance for Dasmariñas. What a debut here, of course, not only for Coach Reg, but as well as for Dasmariñas Monarch here in the MPVA.
Considering that this team right here is considered at a rebuilding process, for them to already reach the finals already says a lot about this team. Pero kung sisilipin din natin, napakaraming pieces, napakaraming mga manlalaro, but one has stood out in that semi-final round, and that has been Kay Bombita, showing time and time again.
And you know what is good about Bombita is that for the two semifinals showdown, it is actually her who made all the difference. She has been the queen of the court, and it is a very good sign here for Dasmariñas Monarch that no babash yung load, especially sa ating mga outside hitters, because you have this opposite hitter, not that tall of an opposite hitter, but Kay Bombita standing very tall with 7-3 total points in the elimination, and finals game 1-11, and the finals semifinals game 2 rather with 14 points. And I'm so excited to see this duo of Bombita as well as with Cantada.
And you know, if you are Coach Regine Diego, minsan mag-iisip ka ng konti eh. Sino ba ipapasok ko dito? Kasi I have Bombita, I have Maaya, I even have Cantada and Marsh. But another that you would really have to keep in position in terms of their lineup has been Vangeline Sok. She may not be part of the lineup for majority of the times, but whenever she's there, it's an automatic win.
And nabanggit mo nga, Hans, for me, I think this is a happy problem for Dasmariñas. You have Vanch Alinsog. Imagine what the power you see for Vanch Alinsog. 99 total points during the elimination in semifinals with 22 big points. And what's good about Vanch Alinsog is that she's not just a leader in scoring department, but as
Right.
well as her mere presence inside the court, already empowering these newbies as well as Cantada and Celine March of Dasmariñas Monarch.
Probably the best leader for this rebuilding roster na meron dito ngayon ang Dasmariñas City Monarchs. Of course, being backed by National University, another starlet has joined them as of this moment, which has been Sam Cantada. Experience, international, local, and now she's showing that here in the MPVA.
You know, I've witnessed a lot of rookies here in the collegiate and here in the MPVA, and Sam Cantada is actually one of the few rookies I've witnessed who I must say really stepping up big time, setting the standard for the rookie. Sam Cantada with 66 total points during the elimination and 12 during the semifinals. It may not be as big compared with Vanch Alinsog and Bumbita, but the 12 big points, porsyentuhan tayo dito, Hans, napakataas ang porsyento dito ni Sam Cantada.
We would definitely understand why Coach Regine Diego has have a lot of weapons heading into this matchup. And to know more about Dasmariñas, let's listen in on the third member of the crew. Here is Quinn Barcarce.
I'm with Sam Cantada of the Dasmariñas City Monarchs, isa sa mga susubok na kunin ng gintong medalya sa Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Sam, alam natin yung Dasmariñas Monarchs, untainted, pinakita nyo yung lakas nyo starting this season. Pero anong nagpapatuloy sa inyo? Paano nyo pinapakitang nandun yung gutom and consistency sa bawat laro?
Siguro po, kaya lang po kami nagpapatuloy dito is, syempre po, gusto rin po namin talaga makuha tong game. So, pinagtrabahuan po talaga namin to. Hindi po namin hinayaan na mag-stop po kami sa isang laro lang. And syempre ngayon po, di po kami pwedeng magpakampante kasi po gusto rin po kaming talunin ng kalaban po namin ngayon. So, yun, siguro need lang po talaga namin like matutunan kung paano mag-compose since yun po yung sinusubok sa amin sa training, like kung paano kami magsa-side out po, kung paano namin i-convert yung pass to set and to spike po, yun po.
Para sa iyo, Sam, ano ang kakailanganin para makuha nyo ang championship dito sa MPVA?
Siguro po, unang-una, syempre po, kailangan lang po namin mag-enjoy. Kasi once na nag-enjoy po kami, doon po nalabas yung laro po kasi namin eh. So, doon po talaga magsimula. And kailangan po namin mag-communicate ng mga ayos sa loob and maging consistent po sa lahat po namin ginagawa. At magkaroon ng tiwala po sa isa't isa and maging confident lang po kami.
Good luck sa game nyo ngayon, Sam. And most importantly, I hope you enjoy. Ibabalik ko na sa inyo, Hans and Jong.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce, for that one. I think from what we saw, it's both a balance of mental and physical adjustment na binabanggit dito ni Sam Cantada. But I wonder what changes their opponents have made towards this finals dahil isang linggo ang nakalipas mula nung kanilang deja vu from Season 1 to Season 2 as Biñan is back at the Grand Finals.
And one thing is for sure, Hans, both teams must have been really preparing, especially here for Biñan, that they are facing the undefeated Dasmariñas Monarchs. So I must say here for both squad, this really made very special, as well as for Sam Cantada at a very young age. Her debut here in the collegiate as well as in the MPVA have been really a big time. I mean, what a well-decorated rookie year for Sam Cantada.
And on the other hand, you also have Biñan on the road to the finals. It hasn't been easy compared to what has happened to Dasmariñas. This series went all 3 games, but multiple players started showing up for the pink and white.
Well, for Biñan, they are the finalists during the second season of the MPVA, and right now they want to seal that legacy. They want to erase that what if and that what could have been last year, and they want to make it happen right now, of course, with their rally here in the second season of the MPVA, 5-2 identical record during round 1 and round 2, and number 2 here and entering the finals appearance here in the MPVA.
And I also have to bring up, Jong, na ang tanging dalawang talo nila for rounds 1 and 2 ay kontra sa Quezon at sa Dasmariñas. They've already defeated Quezon and have kicked them out of the tournament what's gonna happen here facing another team. Well, isang magandang senyales dito ay yung magiging performance ni Servidad. If she can replicate what happened in that game number 3, Jong, we're gonna have a series.
And it's really very exciting, Hans. Imagine we've featured Bombita, the opposite hitter of Dasmariñas, and another opposite hitter naman dito for Biñan. Imagine 30 big points during the semifinals. What a career high dito for Servidad. And right now, I must say, like Bombita, not the tallest of an opposite hitter, but right now I think this could be an additional ammunition for both squads. And let's see right now, Hans, because I feel as if that everything seems really pretty equal, especially on the right side of each court for Biñan.
You know, there's been an uphill battle para sa Biñan, pero ang taas din ng upside ni Chris Servidad towards what she can contribute. Game 2 only scoring 2 points, and then Game 3 exploding for 30 points to take them here. Pero hindi lang naman si Servidad ang nag-contribute. There's always been some consistent factors, including their ace, Laika Tudlasan, who's had mishaps here and there, but will always continue to show up.
Well, Laika Tudlasan is synonymous to being consistent. What a firepower within for Laika Tudlasan. 196 points during the elimination and 44 total points in the semifinals. And imagine if these two powerhouse, Laika Tudlasan and Servidad, come together. I mean, I must say, we can actually witness a very good final series here contra Dasmariñas.
There's been some moments kontra sa Quezon na tila ba napigilan itong si Laika Tudlasan. But I wonder how they're gonna be approaching this, both Laika and Chris, as we toss it over back to Quinn Barcarce.
I'm with Chris Servidad of Biñan Tatakjel. Chris, alam natin nung Game 2 disappointed si Coach with your 2 points. Pero nung Game 3, sumabog ka with your 30 points. Paano mo nagawa yun at makikita ba namin yun this first game sa finals?
Yung nagawa ko po yun kasi na-realize ko din si Coach na kailangan din po ako ng team and kailangan ko din magtrabaho talaga sa team, lalo na ako lang yung opposite na inaasahan talaga ni Coach. Like parang madadown ka talaga nung gabing yun na after Game 2, down na down ako sa sarili ko and nirealize ko talaga na kailangan pala ako ng team. So, niset ko lang talaga yung sarili ko na gawin ko yung best ko talaga sa Game 3 para makuha yung finals po.
Narinig ko kanina, kwento mo sa akin, every palo mo naririnig mo si Coach nung Game 3. Anong sinasabi niya?
Every palo ko nasa likod si Coach, bumubulong na magtrabaho ka pa, ilaban mo, kayang-kaya mo yan, may tiwala ako. Yan yung lagi naririnig ko every magpapalo ako sa likod ko si Coach.
Last na, anong kakailanganin para makuha nyo ang championship dito sa MPVA, Chris?
Siguro kailangan lang namin is teamwork po talaga and communication. Lalo na sa communication is talagang kailangan namin magsalita, mag-ingay kasi parang maano yung team namin kung walang magsasalita or mag-iingay. Yun talaga yung kailangan namin ngayon.
Good luck with that, Chris. First game, wishing you all the best. Babalik ko na sa inyo, Hans and Jong.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce, for that one. No wonder it has been such an emotional moment, an emotional game para kay Chris Servidad at the end of that game number 3. Well, this is where all the emotions are gonna be boiling up on. Ito yung hinihintay na pagkakataon, not only nitong si Servidad but all of the players surrounding these two teams dahil nagkita na sila ng 2 beses all throughout the season. But let's put our focus on that second round with Biñan being the only one out of 2 teams that have placed Dasmariñas at 5 sets.
Well, I think with Dasmariñas' undefeated excellence, especially during the eliminations, well, we can see that their dominance actually came from their attacks and their prowess in blocking. But if there's, I think, one thing that Biñan could actually capitalize with is that their aces. So I think they need to put in more effort, more firepower on their aces to neutralize and to do damage on the service reception dito ng Dasmariñas.
And that is Dasmariñas now being with a full force lineup. Makikita natin sila going against the full force nitong Biñan as we and you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. A match that will set or depend on whether it is going to be a deja vu para sa Biñan facing one of the newer teams in this competition. Can Dasmariñas take it home and continuously sweep the tournament, or will Biñan seek redemption and place imperfection towards Dasmariñas? Malalaman natin yan sa pagbabalik ng MPVA Season 2.
Sa ating lahat, sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Biñan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Biñan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag, hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa, at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Biñanense.
Ang liwanag at ligayang
Christmas.
ang mga puso'y gising, nag-aalab ang pag-ibig
Thank you.
ng
Merry
daigdig.
Christmas.
O inuubo ng kasaysayan, ang tinang taong bayan,
SK, 4, 3, 2,
at nagbibigayan. Ang Pasko na may dalang ngiti, ang liwanag at ligayang nagdinigdig, ang mga puso'y gising, nag-aalab ang pag-ibig na taimtim. O hinubog ng kasaysayan, ang tinig ng taong bayan na ngayo'y nagmamahalan at nagbibigayan. Ito ang ilaw ng Biñan.
Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang ating mahal na lungsod ng Biñan. Merry Christmas po sa ating lahat.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Dasmariñas Monarchs, handling business. First ticket to the finals, a very historical run.
Biñan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs are your second grand finalists of the MPVA Season 2. advance to the finals of this season. And the momentum, the morale nitong Biñan is at an all-time high. Gaano kahigpit ang kapit nitong Biñan. Coming from behind, Biñan, Tatakjel, Arellano Chiefs are your second grand finalists of the MPVA Season 2.
Alona Kagikla. Her first libero is number 6, Alec Pablo. Her teammates number 2, Sam Tira Tira. Number 4, Sheena Cafe. Number 7, Laika Tudlasan. Number 10, Moming Padillon. Number 11, Kay Abitria. Number 13, Faye Mangubat. Number 14, Heart Villaflores. Number 15, Kat Tomasig. Number 16, Casey Punsalan. Number 17, Saila Segovia. Number 18, Cruz Servidad. And their second libero is number 12, Harem Ceballos.
Flag of the yellow and green bannered by Dasmariñas as they look to stay unscathed on throughout an undefeated record.
Grabe, yung elevation ng Celine March.
My goodness, Banjalin Soga coming out of nowhere.
Dasmariñas, they're just like a well-oiled machine.
Everyone was just clicking a dominant display of volleyball.
The Dasmariñas City Monarchs looking to assert dominance, and they're planning to keep going with that.
Team captain number 6, Vanch Alinsug. Her first libero is number 5, Shaira Hardio. Her teammates number 1, Kay Bombita. Number 3, Abby Bono. Number 7, Jen Jacob. Number 8, Pat Salazar. Number 10, Alexa Mata. Number 12, Candada. Number 13, Camila Lamina. Number 17, Chamaya. Number 19, Celine Marsh. And number 23, Harlan Cerneche. Presenting our officials for match number 62. First referee, Mr. J. Deriquito. Second referee, Mr. Paul Framil. Arpay. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Dasmariñas City Monarchs, led by team captain outside hitter number 6, Vanch Alinsug. Opposite hitter number 1, Kay Bombita. Middle blocker number 10, Alexa Mata. Outside hitter number 12, Sam Gandada. Setter number 13, Camila Lamina. Middle blocker number 17, Chamaya. And their starting libero is number 5, Shaira Hardio. The coach for Dasmariñas City is Regine Diego. Now let's meet the starters for the Gel Arellano University Lady Chiefs. Middle blocker number 2, Sam Tira Tira. Outside hitter number 7, Lekatut Lasay. Middle blocker number 13, Faye Mangubat. Outside hitter number 14, Bart Villaflores. Center number 15, Kat Dumasin. Opposite hitter number 18, Chris Servidad. And their starting libero is number 6, Alec Pablo. The coach for Biñan is Obet Javier.
Your starting lineup for MPVA Season 2 Finals. Dasmariñas has Lamina, Maaya, Mata, Alinsug, Cantada, Bombita, and Hardio. Biñan naman has Domasig, Tira-Tira, Mangubat, Tudlasan, Villaflores, Servidad, and Pablo. Perfection against redemption. Coach Obet Javier changing a little bit yung kanyang starting 6 with both Mangubat and Tira-Tira now joining forces with Hart also coming back into the starting 6 after so long. But against this powerhouse of Dasmariñas, who has been led by this player all along, Camila Lamina, we're gonna start it off. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in case you missed it, had 30 points in that last performance. Chris Servidad.
Well, I knew it, Hans. Definitely here for Dumasig. Pupuntahan talaga niyan. Yung porsyentuhan tayo dito, I mean, you want to take advantage of Servidad's firepower, of her momentum, 30 points during the semifinals. And just like that, Servidad drawing first blood here for Biñan.
It's a solid 1-0, and that is Tira-Tira blocking and giving a statement para sa Biñan.
Well, grabe, there is only just a second point here in this match, but I'm already on the edge of my seat after. On that sequence, Hans, it is really very important here for Tira-Tira as well as for Mangubat in Punsalan to guard the net defense, especially on those strong attackers dito ng Dasmariñas.
This time they go to Bombita. Reception was there. A little soft for Servidad, but not strong enough to get it across. Dasma gets their first.
Well, here it might be an error. It might not be an unsuccessful attack there coming from Servidad. But you can see na nag-iisip. You can see that there is an intention. Unfortunately, bad execution lang dito for Servidad.
The Monarchs are officially on the board. Pero ibabalik din nila ang puntos after that Alinsug error.
Well, I think error is something that both teams, not only for Dasmariñas, that they need to work out. During their last meeting in the elimination, both committed 28 errors only in four sets. So I think that is something na kailangang ingatan dito ng Dasma at ng Biñan.
Sabina goes to K. Blocked again. A rare instance. Ipit Panda. But that will be Bombita winning the joust and getting a point.
Well, I think that is the first legal and clean point dito for Dasmariñas. But as you can see, what a coverage. Everybody's really committing to save that volleyball dito on the side of Biñan. I think right now, medyo kinakapapa ng bawat isa yung strategy at yung facing and timing dito of the opposing teams.
Mata always has a solid serve whenever she goes at it. But Maaya, unable to go the other way, will give a point to Biñan.
Well, there is, I must say, a not uncharacteristic dito of Lamina. I mean, for years, she already knew the height and the type of sets that Chami Maaya wants. Unfortunately, that is not the height that Chami Maaya wants.
Maybe they go a little higher. Tira-Tira's effort goes to vain as Bombita is keeping Dasma alive.
And I think same with Biñan here for Dasmariñas. They are actually banking on the momentum of their opposite hitters here for Dasmariñas. It is Faye Bombita. Actually, 2 points already here for Bombita.
Tumasig goes to Laika. That breaks through the blockers.
And this time, that is what I want. I really like here about Laika Tudlasan is that she's the unbothered queen of outside hitters for me. As you can see, Hans, damang-dama na dito ng Dasmariñas na
Oo.
pupunta kay Laika, but Laika Tudlasan, unbothered and successful on breaking down that great wall of Dasma.
Oh my goodness. Boss pa rin ang power. Laika. Sam was there. Balik kay Sam. But that was a touch towards the net. No further explanation needed. Another point goes to Biñan.
And you see now how important it is to play a very clean game here to minimize your errors. Because right now, I must say, Hans, with the momentum that both teams have, I mean, they're equally equal. So the team who can commit less errors surely have the advantage.
Pero aray ko,
Oo. Just on cue.
yun lang. Again, from what we're currently seeing here, Dasma has only scored 2 points na kanilang na-produce. 2 of them have come from Biñan's gifts. Still, Cantada. Tutudlasan, who gets it off the blockers.
Well, just if you're Dasma, just when you thought that it will be a successful block, but like at Tudlasan, you really know exactly which part to hit to make that ball go outside.
Gotta get a closer look. I cannot see. Amina goes to Vange. Balik sila sa kabila. With Hart not converting. Vange, on the other hand, will not as well. And this is Biñan opening up the scoring tally with a 4-point lead kontra sa Dasmariñas heading into the first timeout.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
The days are getting longer as we inch closer into meeting this league's newest champions. Pero para sa Biñan Tatakjel, this moment alone already feels like a championship. Leading this squad are the Arellano Lady Chiefs, who last set foot on a final stage 4 years ago in their main league's season 97. Noon, si Moming Padillon ay freshie pa. Now, she's on her 4th year, anchoring this run with experience and heart. Kaya iisa lang ang bili ni Coach Obet. Pangatawan na nila kung nasan sila. Dahil lahat ng teams na sumali, hiniling na makasama sa finals. At isa sila sa napagbigyan. Kaya today, no regrets. They'll give it their all and leave everything on the court. Hans and Jong.
A beautiful reminder mula kay Coach Obet Javier to show why they deserve to be here. There were doubts circulating on whether or not they can go head-to-head against Dasma. Pero ngayon, pinapakita nila that they have the guts to prove that they belong.
Exactly. And I must say here for Biñan, they are coming really prepared, Hands. Especially that maging kalaban nila dito is just a team who have not suffered any loss or any defeat. And everything is working here for Biñan. Middle, opposite, and outside. Really working really fine here for Biñan.
Servidad from the back. They go to Mata. Nobody else to get the next one as Mata gets a point.
Well, for Biñan, well, I understand that they really want to keep with the yung tempo dito ng Dasmariñas. Dasmariñas tempo is really fast. But also, they should not forget yung coverage nila. I mean, that is, I think the second time na wala nag-cover doon sa mga easy ball dito on the side of Biñan.
Ipat kay tira-tira. Great positioning from Shai. Dumasig chooses the back. Lamina. Bombita with a bomb. Dasma would still keep it alive. Tira-tira. Vanch won't convert. Instead, Laika will be heading out as Dasma gets another.
Well, you have to admire the coverage of both teams. Yun lang sana kanina. That could have been a point already for Samantha Tira-Tira. Libreng-libre yung likod doon ng Dasmariñas. Is that just Samantha Tira-Tira medyo nag-hesitate. And that was an easy pass of Cantada to Camila Lamina. Turned out to be a point here for Dasma.
Lamina goes a little short. That was the plan, pero tila mas umikli pa yon than what she wanted.
Well, I really feel this is not the Dasmariñas Monarch that we know, that we expect. Well, I think that both teams also for Dasmariñas, they are still trying to feel the rhythm and the tendency in Indong Biñan.
Bombita gets denied by a Sam and Heart connection.
I think it's so good. We have to see it twice. That is actually Heart Villa Flores denial on Bombita. I mean, Hans, if you can see, if you will notice, sobrang solid ng net defense dito ng Dasmariñas. Even yung mga simple deflection really helped the defense to set the ball to Dumasig.
Now they go to K again,
Oh!
and the same result applies. Oh, what a
Wow.
turn this has been. K has been a continuous threat, but then Heart showing momentum and poise as Dasma needs a timeout. Joe, this is one of the rare times that I see Coach Reggie Diego giving instructions because of how cruising they were throughout the eliminations. Pero ito, tila iba ang kalaban nila heading into this first set.
A rare times, Hans, that we saw Coach Regine on a special time here in the finals. But I see not to discount and not to discredit Biñan. I think they're really coming here today, really prepared. They are indeed a miracle in motion. And right now, leading by 5 here over the undefeated Dasmariñas Monarch.
Look at them keeping it alive. Fourth try is not even gonna matter dahil error yun ng Biñan at pupuntos ang Dasma.
Well, there's really a lot of plays na ang ganda. Sana dito na ginagawa ng Biñan. That could have been a very good play. Everybody's scrambling dito on defending Heart Villa Flores. Yung nga opposite set sana dito for Servidad. Unfortunately, it was too wide for Chris Servidad to hit that wall.
They go to Chris. That goes a little deep. At panibagong puntos para sa Biñan.
Wow. Chris Servidad, I mean, aside from her skyrocketing trajectory since her insertion as the opposite hitter, she has been a very versatile player right now. Kita mo ngayon, pumapalo na rin on the outside possession.
Bit of variety for Chris. A little bit more power galing kay Cantada.
Of course, if Biñan has Tudlasan, that is the unbothered queen, regardless of if there are blockers. You have Samantha Cantada naman dito on the side of Dasmariñas, also unbothered despite the tall blockers dito ng Biñan.
This is 9 serving 13.
Oh,
Great serve from Mata, making it so difficult for Biñan to set up the play. This is what I was talking to you about, Chong.
And also, well, aside from the very good serve dito ni Alexa Mata, I think this is the third time here for Biñan na there's a confusion on the coverage. But I think that is something that they need to work out, the communication.
Masig goes to Chris. Denied. Laika adjusts. Laika scores.
Grabe, you know, if you were Dumasig dito, Hans, you have a very happy problem. Hindi pupuntos yung opposite mo, but you have your outside hitter ready for a counter attack. And Laika Tudlasan is always delivering goods here for Biñan.
A 4-point lead for the Lady Chiefs. Can they keep this up? Cantada goes a little slower. Joust. Dumasig leaves it for Servidad.
Wow.
And right in the middle it goes.
I don't know right now how many times will I say Chris Servidad name here in this match.
That was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Chris Servidad, don't worry, Jong. Sinabi ko na rin pangalan niya. We're about to find out how many times, but Maaya says, I'm here. Let me introduce myself.
And I think that is what is missing here for Dasmariñas for the past sequence, for the past transitions, is their middle blocker. Maaya and Alexa Mata. And right now, finally, that their middle blocker finally on board here for Dasmariñas.
Both middle blockers at least scoring a point. Tudlasan again. In between Bombita and Alinsug.
And Laika Tudlasan still, kita mo, even though the blockers of Dasmariñas anticipated that hit, Tudlasan still successful on that hit.
A solid run mula sa Biñan to kick off this scoring tally, leading by 5, heading into this timeout.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on busopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are still watching MPVA Season 2 ang Liga para sa lahat. Hans Galeria, Jong Panerio, and Quinn Barcarce, your crew. In this game number 1 of the finals between Dasmariñas and Biñan. The Chiefs leading by as much as 5 points before that error mula kay Servidad. Serve full of power mula kay Cantada. And that will not be enough to get it inside.
Well, Chris Servidad, well, good actually intention for her. Obviously, that could have been a free ball, but Chris Servidad trying to target it. And then, fortunately, medyo napalakas. But this time, they need to be careful as Dasmariñas slowly catching up here.
2-0 run mula sa Dasma. And that is Cantada throwing rockets and bullets to the Biñan side.
Well, right now, I must say that Biñan actually has a very good first ball, making the life of Dumasig really very easy. But of course, Samantha Cantada, knowing the firepower that she has, kailangan pa talagang pagtibayin dito ng Biñan yung service reception nila.
And that is another going out of there, says Sam Cantada.
And Sam Cantada, kayang tumambay dito ni Sam the service line as long as he wants. So here, if you're Biñan, you really need to solidify your service reception.
This is a 4-0 run mula sa Dasmariñas. And that is 3 straight aces. We are all tied at 16. Cantada single-handedly bringing Dasmariñas back into set 1.
Ang bola naman niya pag ganyan, no? So, anong gagawin natin? I-control natin. Wait. Kaya nagkakaroon ng confidence yung server. Kasi nga, binibigyan niya ng pagkakataon madidevelop yung sarili niya eh. Pasahan niyo.
5 points unanswered. It was between Hart, Laika, and even Pablo was challenged, but Sam just kept it going one after another.
If you're going to ask me, Hans, it is really much harder to receive the ball from the service line over digging the ball. I mean, because receiving the ball, ang dami tumatakbo, there's a lot of anticipation, so you really need to prepare yourself.
That's an easy gift.
Yeah.
Lamina finds right in the middle. And 6 straight points para sa Dasmariñas.
And that 6 straight points dito ng Dasmariñas Hands, most of which courtesy of some Cantada's aces. Wala pa dito yung mga atake potential na puntos dito from your wing spikers.
Parang nakakapagpahinga pa nga
Oo.
dito yung iba niyang makakampe, but that streak finally comes to an end. Napahinga ng maluwag-luwag ang Biñan as they are tying things up.
At yun yung gusto dito ni Coach Obet. I mean, na mawala dito yung Sam Cantada on that rotation and mapunta sa kanilang bola. Well, you have your number 1 scorer dito like Tadlasa on the service leg, but you have Hart Villaflores naman here on the attack line.
They go to Vange. Nobody home to get that off the blockers is Alinsug.
Well, the fast tempo of Biñan during the first half of the first set, medyo nawawala, medyo bumabagal dito on the latter part of this set. You have to admire, of course, the blockers of Biñan for those simple deflection that slowly na nagpapabagal dito sa bola. But yun nga, poor coverage pa din since the very beginning dito for Biñan.
Dasmariñas now leading by 1. Lamina goes to Bombita, but that too short it was. We're all tied up again.
Well, of course, I understand Lamina setting that ball to Bombita. I mean, she was blocked twice in those previous sequences. And of course, it's really hard to be blocked. Kasi I mean, yung mental fortitude mo, of course, yung confidence mo nawawala. And I think Lamina here wanted to bring back that confidence to Faye Bombita.
Lamina goes to Vange instead. He says, "Sista, this is how we do it."
Yes. And nakita mo naman the maturity. We have to see it twice. Look at that. Look at that. Facing cross-court, but last minute doing down the line attack. Really confusing the defense pattern dito ng Biñan.
Avepono now checking in for the first time. Replacing Lamina at set number 1 of game number 1. Servidad goes. Hardyu was ready. Bombita is still denied time and time again.
It's very clear, Hans, that Biñan dito scouted Faye Bombita. They know that Faye Bombita has been the go-to spiker of Dasmariñas for their past games. And right now, I think they're successful on neutralizing the opposite side of Dasmariñas.
And weirdly enough, all those 3 points nitong si Hart Villaflores ay galing sa mga supal mula kay Bombita, but Alinsug says it doesn't matter if we get another one.
And I think if your opposite hitter is well defended, it really made the life of your outside hitters so hard. Kasi I mean, anticipated na ng depensa, both ng floor at ng net defense na outside hitter yung pupuntahan. But good job dito for Vance Alinsog on quickly hitting that ball on a cross-court kill.
They place themselves up by 2 after Alinsug. The captain is now leading the Dasmariñas ship.
And Dasmariñas, tell me the name of the game. It's putting load and muscle on that services. And finally, I think dito services has been the bread of butter of Dasmariñas right now here in the first set.
Ito ang pinakamalaking kalamangan ng Dasma in this game so far. Servidad. Pancho's ready. Bombita. Down the line it goes.
And I think it might be just a 1 point for Faye Bombita, but that 1 point hands means a lot for her. I mean, that is something that would redeem her confidence, that would restore her belief in herself that she still can. Well, let's see if magtutuloy-tuloy dito yung puntos for Faye.
Dasma slowly pulling away. They go to Servidad. That breaks the Dasmariñas wall.
Look at that. It's so good hands. We have to say it twice. Servidad dununahan yung mga blockers and breaking down that great wall of Alexa Mata.
That was a much needed point. Mula kay Servidad, who already has 4 in this game. They led by as much as 5. Now they're down by 2. Make that 3 after Villaflores commits a mistake.
High risk, high reward. Well, that could have been a very good low float serve sana dito for Heart Villaflores. Unfortunately, it was really too low for that ball to cross.
Mata back at the line. Laika attacks. Laika will not find anything. As don't look now, Dasmariñas is a point away from sealing set 1.
Gagalo ka tapos hindi mo itutuloy. Nakakagulo pagka ganyan ang desisyon.
Dasmariñas, a single point separating the Monarchs from taking this away from the Lady Chiefs. With Mata at the service line. But Servidad does not want to let this go.
Well, it's not yet over until one team reach the 25 point. But here, of course, Chris Servidad, the best option. Porosyentuhan tayo dito for Dumasig. It's not yet done. I think it could still be anybody's game at this moment.
Cafe now a service specialist. It's going to be placed here. She goes for a float 1. Finds Cantada that still keeps it alive. She tries again. Ceballos, not enough lateral. But that is a point secured by the heavy hitter Sam Cantada to take set 1 para sa Dasmariñas.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Biñan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Biñan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Biñanense.
Ang liwanag at ligayang nanginginig, ang mga puso'y gising, nag-aalab ang pag-ibig ng tahimik. O'y tulong ng kasaysayan, ang tinang taong bayan ng nagmamahalan at nagbibigayan. Ang Pasko na
At the end of set number 1, it is Dasmariñas taking control late in that first set over the Biñan Takjel Arellano Lady Chiefs. We saw Biñan starting off so strong, but then one command ni Coach Regine Diego, and suddenly things changed and it went back to regular programming.
I couldn't agree more, Hans. But, you know, I think it is some Cantada's momentum-changing service aces set the tone. When even Bombita getting blocked, I think Alinsuk and Cantada carried the offense. Their strong serving was the key to taking set 1. And here for Biñan naman, the blocking has been their main weapon. But Chris Hervidad needed support from Tutlasan to match Dasmariñas' firepower.
That has been the case here. If you're looking at the numbers, the opponent errors doon nagkatalo ng sobra, and even the aces too, because the blocks were going over to Biñan's side. But that says a lot about how Dasmariñas can come back from mishaps in the early game.
You know, I really like how balanced is the scoring here for both squads. It is Biñan's blocking over Dasmariñas aces. But yun nga, you know, when everything seems pretty equal, saan magkakatalo? Dun sa team na can minimize their errors. And I think this set number 1, it is Dasmariñas to play really clean over Biñan.
That is how clean they have performed all throughout because of the opposing errors. That was the problem that continued to skyrocket later on, kasi meron sila mga errors na hindi naman talaga dapat errors in the first place. So I think that's where Biñan can figure something out heading into set 2. But hey, Dasmariñas doing pretty good with this. Biñan needs some talking to do, and hopefully they did that. But we will also be talking to our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce.
Bago pa man magparamihan ng puntos, paramihan muna daw ng sugat sa panig ng Dasmariñas City Monarchs. Ayon kay Sam Cantada, itinaas nila ang training from 2 hours to 4 hours daily. At ang dahilan ng sugat, yung man-to-man drills nila kung saan kailangan nilang ma-receive ang bola coming from different directions at walang pwedeng malaglag. Lahat ng to para maitama yung kanilang puro amba in coach's terms sa kanilang last game. Ngayon, hindi na sila maghihintay, aatake sila. Tuloy-tuloy at walang aatras. Hans and Jong.
Oh my goodness. Yung papawis pa lang namin na 2 oras, napapagod na kami. Paano pa yung 4 na oras? Pero maraming salamat for that one, Quinn Barcarce. And no wonder the conditioning of Dasmariñas is on a completely different level compared to before.
And you know, as an athlete, it is not physically you need to be really fit, but also mentally. I mean, you really need to have a strong mental fortitude to go on to such training. You have to really ready yourself.
Cantada lands on their first point. Alinsug just dumps it down. providing some icing to the Biñan or Dasmariñas cake.
And this is something that you really want to admire with Dasmariñas. Kanina nga, even with Bumpita getting blocked and denied, you have still Alinsog and Cantada who can still carry the offense. And still, their strong net and service was the key for them to get that set number 1.
But that was immediately stopped after Lamina commits an error. It seems like alam na nila yung gusto nilang gawin eh. It's just gonna boil down to how well are they gonna do it.
It's really a matter of execution.
Abitria has also inserted herself into this lineup. Pinalitan niya itong si Heart Villaflores. But unfortunately, commits the error on her first play.
Medyo malamig pa, fresh from the bench. Itong sa Betria.
Sug, nobody home, right in the middle of the Lady Chiefs.
Indeed, the bread and butter talaga dito ng Dasmariñas has been their service aces. And still, dito for Biñan, their poor reception, their poor coverage, and shaky service reception really hurt their chances here in this match.
Bigla-bigla na lang bumababa yung bola. Tomasi goes to Chris again. One-on-one against Sam, and Servidad scores.
But, you know, Hans, right now it has been Chris Servidad. And Chris Servidad needed support from Todlasan. And right now, maybe for coming from Abitria to match Dasmariñas' firepower. You have Alinsog, you have some Cantada. Who could actually score easily here for Dasmariñas.
Lamina, combination, right to Bombita for another Dasma point.
I like it. I like that play. Alam dito ni Lamina na itong si Bombita, she has been blocked thrice during the set number 1 on those simple opposite sets. And dito ginawa ng paraan. A combination play to give so much space and so much opportunity here for Faye Bombita. And right now it paid off.
Dasmariñas now having a 3-point lead. Mata looks to add to it. Servidad again and again. Twice in this set number 2.
Wow, you know, we've only just see how great those spikes are, but the unsung hero of this game is really Dumasig and Lamina. Nakita mo naman, with a very good pass dito na Abetria, quick dito ni Dumasig to Servidad, immediately puntos here for Chris.
But look at that. There was something that wasn't assisted by Domasig. It was all Chris. Personal run.
Yeah.
Cutting it down to 1.
It was all Chris Servidad here right now for Biñan.
They go back. Abitria leaves it for Chris. Just an easy wraparound na hindi naging madali para kay Servidad.
And kung si Coach Obed ka din, talagang mapapakamot ka. That could have been just a simple, easy, free ball to the opposing team. Unfortunately, yun nga, umerror pa dito. And I'm talking like, you know, of you really minimizing errors.
Bombita goes out. And that will keep Biñan close. And this is what you were talking about, Jong.
Just giving back the favor dito to Biñan. And right now, we seeing that these two squads may not see this each other often. But you know, Abitria and Faye Bombit are actually teammates during high school with Naga College Foundations.
That's gotta hurt if you are Biñan, because for Laika, hindi niya na nga ginump serve kasi baka mas mataas yung tendency na mag-out pa, but it happens. The same thing occurred. That's an ace. Secured by who else? Sam Cantada firing it down. Biñan's landscapes to get a point and a lead into this timeout.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
There ought to be moments on how Coach Obe Javier is going to be leading this team towards the victory. We saw glimpses of that in set number 1. Pero sa ngayon, Coach Regine Diego and Dasmariñas has had answers to whatever Biñan's throwing at them.
But also, let's not forget, Hans, that yung Cinderella run dito ng Biñan is fueled not by luck. I think it is fueled by grit and experience and unshakable belief that they can. But right now, it is some cantadas, aces, really powering Dasmariñas.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I just had to appreciate. I didn't even need to speak. Cantada already has 5 service aces. And Abitria can't get it. Cantada from the back. Girl is on fire.
And Hans, right now, I'm feeling you. You know, some cantadas really on fire, services, attacking, really very superb.
That was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now. Jong nabitin kaya ata. Talk to me about her more.
Well, it's that I'm a second set pa lang tayo dito, Hans. I'm already lacking of good words, of superlatives to describe how good some cantada is, especially when she's at the service deck. Wow.
That time, Biñan was ready. Villa Flores. Can't seem to break him. Got to Faye. How about hard again? This is a free ball. And that will be a win para kay Lamina at para sa Dasma.
This is a different Dasmariñas team we're seeing right now compared to the first set. I think right now they are, after all those the experience, I think they are now powered by pure confidence, pure domination. Kita mo, the coverage, service reception is in place right now here for Dasmariñas.
And guess what, Jong? She's still at the line. How far? How long is she gonna keep doing this? Oh my goodness! No plays needed. Just pure power from Sam Cantada.
Sumigaw lang, hindi na makagalaw. Para tayong daga niya, nagpupukan tayo ng ilaw, hindi na tayo makagalaw. Hindi kayo makakuha ng bola niya pag ganyan ang klase ang attitude meron tayo. Tabangan niyo yung sarili niyo. Eh, ayaw niyo pumasa eh. Aray!
Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue with the match, the Monarchs Volleyball Association would like to acknowledge the presence, the honorable mayor of the city of Biñan.
The body language has somehow changed. Mula sa Biñan, they start to feel bit more pressure. But then it is all Sam Cantada at the end of set 1 and into the set 2. Can they end this flamethrower? Apparently not just yet.
She's not yet done, Hans. She's not yet done here. Sam Cantada, hindi ko alam kung ano kinakain nito ni Sam eh. I mean, grabe, you know, the firepower within her.
Oh my gosh. And a breath of relief from Biñan.
I know.
Says it all. Cantada will finally get out of that service line.
If you're Biñan talaga, makakahinga ka ng maluwag that finally Sam Cantada is out of the rotation.
She's not out of the attacking lines. Villaflores had hardly on it. Marsh, bagong salang, immediate impact.
And I think one of the big difference dito ng Dasmariñas at ng Biñan when they're attacking is that for Dasmariñas, they know exactly where to put that ball. I mean, iniiwas ng mga attackers yung bola to Pablo, to their libero, while Biñan here straight to the hands of their libero, of Dasmariñas, of Hardio, which we know is the season 87 finals MVP of the UAP. So they really need to keep away that ball to Hardio if they want to have a high percentage on the attacks.
Speaking of hard percentage, they didn't even get a chance. Ceballos trying to fight for it, but nothing hard can do as Marsh scores again.
Ito pa pala sa Dasmariñas, we have Sam Cantada, we have Alinsog, we have Pumbita, and I forgot, meron pala tayong ditong Celine March as an additional ammunition for Dasmariñas. This really seems to be a big problem for Biñan.
Now, more substitution starts to come in. Para kay Coach Regine Diego, kanina nakita natin itong si Marsh. But then, even Pono at itong si Lot Sarneche has been added to the 6. Maaya, it's her turn to land on an ace.
And it is only Cantada who can score a point from the service deck. Also, Chami Maaya.
Oh, what has started to be good first balls turned into a disaster para sa Biñan as they trail 10.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
The girl on fire, you're currently looking at your screens. Jong, saan ka nakakita ng manlalarong mas marami pa yung attack points kesa sa aces?
Well, isa lang yung sagot ko dyan, Hans. Dito sa MPVA with Sam Cantada.
Yung pala, baliktad pala ang point ko. Mas maraming aces
over the attack
kesa sa attack points.
But I think ang perfect example right now is Sam Cantada. I mean, not a problem kahit nasa likod yan si Sam. Mostly pag outside hitter, pag nasa likod na, I mean, the only job is to receive that volleyball. But here for Sam Cantada, from the service deck, even from the pipe. She can score a point and still make and do damage to their opponent.
And with those 7 aces, she has brought them into this really huge advantage where all momentum is with Dasmariñas, and Mata joins the party.
And this is now something that Biñan di nila kailangan gawin dito for Dasmariñas. They can just give a simple volleyball dito for Dasmariñas because right now dito, Pono, basang-basa na yan. Alam ng galawan dito for Alexa Mata. And kita mo, just like that, very smooth that set to Alexa Mata, scoring a point here for Dasma.
An 11-point advantage. Natangan ngayon ng Dasmariñas.
Oh.
And this flies all the way out. Dumasig to Punzalan, but that comes up short. And even their set plays not working para sa Biñan.
Yes, I mean, this is also not the usual Dumasig that we know. Na very aggressive, that can attack. Also, yung mga sets dito ng Dumasig over to Punzalan, to tira-tira, is really very tentative. Masyadong mababa compared to their usual set na binibigyan ng Dumasig.
A statement. Servidad finally breaks the cold streak and gives a point to Biñan.
Servidad simply just doing her job, hands. She's simply doing her job, but she cannot do it all alone. She needs a support here. She needs someone, somebody to assist her in scoring for Biñan.
They find the back, and even Cerneche joins in.
And of course, Darlene Cerneche, isa pa to, I mean, even during her high school days, of course, as young as Darlene Cerneche, learning from her international stint, bringing that knowledge and skills here in the MPVA, oh, definitely, she can show a lot here in this match.
Tira-tira can get it. Sam's second try won't go. That's gonna be another point to Dasmariñas.
Well, the coverage and the net defense na meron at pinapakita tayo dito over no first set, sabi niyan, medyo nawawala dito here in the second set. Well, despite Padillon coming in over to Glasan, still nababasa pa rin dito yung mga atake ng Biñan.
Such great reads mula sa Dasmariñas. And that is gonna be another addition. Even Pono is on the board.
Body language, nakikita mo, it is not the Biñan team that we saw, that we witnessed during the first set. Medyo bumagal yung pacing. And I think there's something to do with some cantada services. I mean, that hindi na siya simpleng service ace. I think that really affects the morale dito of Biñan.
Napakataas ng kumpiyansa nila ngayon. And just like what DJ Khaled would say, another one para kay Abby Pono at para sa Dasmariñas.
Pinunin kita, baka sakali makabawi ka. Baguhin mo kasi yung aura mo dyan sa loob. Eh, parang bawal ba yung masukitin? Ang bigat eh. Hindi ba dapat magbigatin ka? Mabawi ka na. Eh, parang lalong wala nangyari.
Salita, may salita!
after so many attempts. And a strong start from Biñan in game or set number 1. It seems like this version of Dasmariñas has been unbreakable. Except for that specific instance where the Lady Chiefs get some breaks.
Well, this might be a tall order for Biñan. Hans, ang laki na kalamangan dito. But I think right now, this is not a question of whether Biñan can do it because they absolutely can. I think the talent is there, the skills are proven, and the capability has never been in doubt. I think what's missing here for Biñan is not the ability, but the belief that they can. They really need to bring back the trust here for Biñan.
They go to Marsh, and that's a block. Some momentum to bring, hopefully, into this next set.
And finally here, Samantha, Tira, they just really need to find that collective strength in their team. And you know, this might seem quite hard to tie things up for Dasmariñas, but they need to get that momentum and carry that momentum into the third set.
No, Marsh goes a little slower, and no matter how speed, placement is what is needed to get another.
And look at that. Look at that. Celine Marsh just changing her approach mid-air just when everybody thought that she's going to hit that volleyball really hard. Celine Marsh, mid-air, decided to go for a drop ball and scoring a point easily here for Dasmariñas.
Marsh currently has 2. Tira is finally activated. That puts them at a double digit on the board.
Back-to-back points here for Samantha, Tira, and I like how she tried to embrace the mindset that she's capable. And once you do that, Hans, I think everything else will follow. The execution, the confidence, the composure, especially in the very crucial moments. And I think Samantha Tira is a perfect example for that.
Now she's at the back, and she cannot do anything to receive that Arlen Cerneche attack against 2 defenders.
And Arlene Cerneche, despite a very limited time playing here for Dasmariñas Monarch, she is stepping into the possession, into the truth with conviction that she can also deliver goods here for Dasmariñas.
Set point na ang Dasma, and that is going to be placing them at a 2-set advantage.
And just like that, service aces has been the key of the game here for Dasmariñas, giving us a 2 sets to none lead here over Biñan.
Cantada leading them with aces, but it's a little bit from everyone that managed to get a dominant showing in set number 2.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Biñan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Biñan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa, at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Biñanense.
May dalang ngiti, ang liwanag at ligayang
Merry Christmas!
ang mga puso'y gising, nag-aalab ang pag-ibig
Thank you!
ng
Merry Christmas!
Oy, mundo ng kasaysayan, ang tinatang taong bayan,
SK! 4, 3, 2, 1!
ilaw ng bintana.
Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang ating mahal na lungsod ng Biñan. Merry Christmas po sa ating lahat.
A tale of two stories separating these two teams. One that has been such an amazing start from set number 1, but then set number 2 was completely different as Sam Cantada decides to throw haymaker after haymaker at the service line.
Exactly. I think with some Cantada's powerful services hands, it kept disrupting Biñan's reception and shifted the game's pace. And with scorers like Celine Marsh and Darlene Cerneche, I think they are showing that they have plenty of firepower to lean on. For Biñan naman dito, Chris Servidad have been carrying the load, but with the defense already reading her, they need Tudlasan to help her with the scoring.
That's 25-21 and 25-10. Looking at the set statistics here, it was quite different, and the aces, I think, is where it really boiled down, Chong.
Well, exactly. A totally different story compared to the first set hands. As you can see, the attacks almost a big difference here, 11-4. And yung aces natin dito with 9-1. I think the number says it all, hands. Here for Biñan, they really need to make up. They really need to solidify their service reception. They need composure. They need to strengthen their composure that they can, and everything will follow after that.
If there is anything na siguro tangible na kaya nilang ma-adjust, it would be that first ball.
Exactly.
I think that is the most important stat that we're gonna have to take a look at here. Kasi yun ang nagbawas eh. Kumbaga, unti-unting tinatanggalan ng buhay yung Biñan every time that ball drops from Sam Cantada.
Exactly. And it's not only Sam Cantada. I mean, we've seen some service aces as well, coming from Pono, even coming from Maaya. So I think let's not complicate things dito for Biñan. They really need to solidify their service reception.
To know more about the respective two teams, let's listen in on Quinn Barcarce.
From having the first point and lead sa side ng Biñan to Dasmariñas taking set number 1 and 2, Coach Obet is surely disappointed. Sabi niya sa huddle kanina, kaya nagkakaroon ng confidence ang Dasmariñas dahil binibigyan nila ng pagkakataon. As the saying goes, when opportunities knock, be ready to answer. And Monarchs are surely answering loud and clear, making the most of every gift thrown their way. Hans and John.
Maraming salamat, Quinn Barcarce, for that one. Coach Obet, obviously, this is not the result that he was looking forward to dahil pagkatapos nung kanilang panalo kontra sa defending champions in a semi-final series, you would expect the first 12 or 16 points nila nung set 1 na maging ganun ang consistent performance nila. But that didn't happen.
But let's not forget, Hans, during the semifinals game 2, itong Biñan reverse sweep yung win yung ginawa nila dito sa Quezon Tangerines. Well, let's see if they can do that here kontra Dasmariñas.
Still possibility for that happening. Mangubat kicks off, starts things para sa Biñan.
And I forgot, no, yes, it all start with a very good pass, but also, it will also start, Hans, with, you know, enjoying the game, with celebrating each and every point. And, you know, sometimes yung happiness, yung composure inside the court, I mean, it ripples. At nakakahawa yan. And right now, I love that Biñan is enjoying that first point courtesy of Mangubat.
Alinsug, on the other hand, bringing the same momentum from what they had in sets 2 and set 1. Sabihin ko lang sana na maganda na sa volleyball, back to 0 lahat. But if you have momentum like Dasma, that's where it changes.
Yes. And also, kita mo naman for Dasmariñas, also they want to keep with the momentum. Even lamang sila dito ng 2 sets over Biñan, they're still trying to show that they are enjoying and celebrating every single point.
Tudlasan, can't seem to find any. Cantada, going cross court.
Oh.
What a return. This is a free ball. Bono, Bombita. Sam again, getting another point.
And some Cantada. Oh. Something different, something new here, Hans. In the finals, we have a challenge in here for Biñan, challenging whether there is a block touch on that down the line kill of some Cantada. And Coach Obet dito nigurado. And it was actually Servidad who denied and tried to deflect that attack coming from some Cantada. Tignan natin, because as Chris Servidad here, really very confident that she did not touch that ball coming from some Cantada.
That is what we're trying to figure out as of this moment, Jong. Kasi the play was still going on heading into that point, which we thought was going to Dasma, until Coach Obet landed on some of the things that he needed. You know, at this point, every bit of momentum na kailangan ng Biñan to take a point away from Dasma, they're gonna do it as much as they can.
And also, this is a very good opportunity to freeze that momentum na meron itong Dasmariñas and somehow here for Biñan to recompose themselves. But maybe while waiting for that result coming from a challenge to Coach Obed, Padillon is actually back, replacing Hart Villaflores. And you know, Padillon, Hans, during the first round of the elimination, has been also a key instrumental for Biñan's very good run during the eliminations.
Nabanggit nga ni Quinn kanina na ito nga daw si Padillon. Nung unang salta pa, nung huling nanalo ang Arellano sa championship nila back in the collegiate ranks was a rookie. You know, so that is going to be changing some things. Ang dami niya nang naranasan. But based on where we are looking at, a block touch is a yes.
Yes.
And the point will surely go to Dasmariñas after that.
And yes, the point will remain dito for Dasmariñas. Well, it's too early. I mean, we're still on the early part of the third set.
Now Alinsug is at the line. That's a bit more power into it. And Bombita says maraming salamat sa maagang aginaldo.
But wait, Hans, I think our first referee overruled the call. I think there was a touch dito after that Bombita taking advantage on that regalo. Nanggigil dun si Faye.
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah, of course.
Right on point. But that error means a point. para kinatudlasan at sa Biñan. Bono back to Sam. To Moming. Can't find anything there. Servidad naman goes out, and that is a point para sa Dasmariñas.
They're asking for a check ball, but I think our first referee is way much closer to the net. So our first referee didn't see any touch after that Chris Servidad hit.
Off to another solid start ang Dasmariñas. Reception, attack, Mangubat with another point.
Well, right now it is a good sign that Dumasig can actually find another weapon para umatake dito sa Biñan. Because sabi ko nga, Chris Servidad has been carrying the load, and with the defense already reading her, we need somebody here for Biñan to help Servidad on the scoring.
The question is, who's it going to be? Dahil sa Dasmariñas, kahit sino ipasok dito ni Coach Reggie talagang gumagawa.
Well, I couldn't agree more. And also, for Chami Maaya, I mean, it's really hard talaga to man a team, especially if there's a lot and everybody's contributing a point. And I think that is something na nahihirapan dito basahin yung Biñan, because everybody could actually score a point every time na siniset dito, whether ni Pono or ni Lams Lamina.
This obviously means a lot more. Dumasig adjusts, Servidad strikes, and that is not even going to be a block touch. It goes out yet again.
Biñan, they need to spread the offense. They really need to spread the offense here. Well, Chris Servidad, she can carry everything. Opponents are already anticipating her, and Tudlasan, for me, if there's one team na kailan mag-step up, Tudlasan must step up. Well, the team needs to involve more option to avoid being predictable here right now.
They go to tira-tira. Hardyo, right place at the right time. Dumasig goes to Pateleon. That goes out, and a point will be awarded to Biñan.
Good decision dito for Dumasig. Well, I thought babalikan niya pa dito sa Servidad. Blockers already anticipating to deny Servidad, but good thing that Dumasig involved Padillon as an additional option, and somehow stop to being predictable.
Something much needed here as
Whoa!
Cantada. Oh, wow.
Grabe yun. I think it's so good we have to see it twice.
Yep, that was a power spike presented by Smart Power 99. Load now. Cantada doing it on all ends of the floor. Now right there is, of course, Manny Pacquiao. Jinky Pacquiao also there to show support para sa MPVA. Oh, it's great seeing them.
Of course.
Huling beses na nakita ko pa itong si Sir Manny ay sa Physical Asia pa.
On Netflix ba yan?
Pero ngayon, he's here to show some support para sa ating MPVA Finals. And you gotta appreciate the love para sa sports.
And also, definitely, and I think one of the main reasons why Manny Pacquiao started this MPVA is to support the grassroots level of Philippine volleyball. And right now, with the turned out of MPVA, I know Sir Manny Pacquiao is happy with the kind of play we have here in the MPVA.
An attack from Vanch again. Nagmistulak showdown.
Oh,
ang naging possession na yon. And that is, of course, our beloved Manny Pacquiao here together with Team Pacquiao to showcase their support para sa MPVA Season 2. I mean, what better way to kick things off in this finals than being with the
Yes.
founder himself?
Definitely. And you know, you really admire the support that Manny Pacquiao is showing us here in the MPVA.
And with that being said, tila mas ganado ang Dasmariñas being here at the home floor to showcase what they can do here kontra sa Biñan. 8-4 ang ating score.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are watching MPVA Season 2, ang Liga para sa lahat, with Dasmariñas slowly putting away just like what happened in set number 2. And Maaya has done it again.
And right now, still the bread and butter of Dasmariñas, their service, aces, you know, powerful services has been a game changer dito for Dasmariñas. And I think continuing that pressure will keep Biñan's reception unstable and prevent them from running their offense.
The lead keeps going up. Tira wants to tone it down, but Cantada provides more power. Alinsug provides the scoring option.
I think right now the luck is in Dasmariñas' side right now. Hans, kita mo naman, just when Biñan thought that that will be a successful kill block, lumabas pa yung bola dito after that Vance Alinsug attack.
At kitang-kita mo, no, yung body language nitong Dasmariñas. Everybody rejoicing every point, enjoying every drop. And you love to see it. Bono to Alinsug.
Go.
A little softer on that. Can't seem to buy it, which means it's a point para sa Biñan.
And finally, stopping the bleeding dito for Biñan. I mean, they really need to work out, especially their net defense is good. They're able to deflect those volley ball and ang galing dito sa Dasmariñas. They just need to have a good coverage and a high percentage dito on their attacks.
That was Bono on the other hand. She says, pwede ba ako sumali sa scoring? The answer is yes.
Well, this time, the anticipation, not only the coverage, but the anticipation here for Biñan, medyo bumabagal na rin dito. Also, for Biñan, they need to improve their floor coverage. Pick up those steps, those soft blocks, those 1-2 plays. They really need to give them more chances to counterattack.
Servidad can't convert. Bombita. Biñan still keeping it alive. They go to Bombita again. Off the blockers it goes for another Dasma point.
Medyo ako yung nangihinayang dito, Hans, sa mga deflected ball na meron dito yung Biñan. Sayang yung mga deflection na nakukuha ni Mangubat dito. It slowed down the volleyball and unfortunately, yun nga, nagkukulang tayo sa coverage on the side of Biñan.
And that gives more confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Para sa Dasmariñas. Making it so hard. Triple reception. Sa likod naman, itong si Padillon. Great read. Hardio wasn't ready and Biñan gets another point.
Well, Padillon could be the spark plug dito for Biñan.
And that was this game's community cam powered by pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Of course, some of the teammates nitong kupunan ng Biñan Tatak Gel still showing up to support their teammates as all support is needed. Being down by 2 sets, being down by 6 in set 3. They go to Vanch again. Ball kept alive. Ceballos to Servidad. Return to sender.
And this is what I'm talking about, hands here for Biñan. I mean, basado na, bantay sarado na dito si Servidad. And kita mo naman, easily the blockers leaning toward her. So we need an additional ammunition, an additional spark plug dito for Biñan.
Alinsug doing a little bit of everything there. And that goes in yet again. Another ace para sa Dasmariñas.
But I think here for Dasmariñas, if they maintain their aggressive tempo, I think they can control the rhythm. And right now, Biñan struggling to keep up, sustaining a fast attacking service and pace will keep the momentum here solely for Dasmariñas.
Alinsug looks to add some power. Just can't make it happen.
Well, at this point, midway here in the third set, they have a very comfortable lead here. I'm talking about Dasmariñas.
Tudlasan dishes it to the Dasma defense. Abe to Serneche. And down the line it goes.
Sobrang bilis as we grabbing arm swing doon ni Darlene Serneche. And also, napakanipes naman talaga nung dinaanan ng bola na yon. And I think Darlene Serneche really learned a lot during her international stint in Bahrain.
And you know, right from where we're seated, nakikita ko yung stamp of approval ng coaching staff na parang maganda yung ginawa niya. Says all of them. No comment whatsoever. Pono to Cantada. That breaks the block and breaks the reception of Biñan.
And some Cantada, despite that awkward set, still managed to score a point here for Dasma.
Cantada puts Dasma up yet again to a 9-point advantage. It's 16-7.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
I'm with the main founder of the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, Sir Manny Pacquiao. Sir, 2 years. 2 years ang dami nang nangyari, but what are you most personally proud of dito sa MPVA?
Proud ako sa lahat ng staff, sa ating commissioner, sa organizers, lahat sa kanyo lahat na mga nagsikap into all the teams na lagi nakasali. Salamat sa inyong suporta dito sa ating MPVA. Ito po ay tuloy-tuloy. Marami pang mga liga na darating at gusto ko hindi mahinto itong MPVA. Gusto ko magbigay ng inspiration lalo na doon sa mga young athletes na gustong magpakita ng kanilang galing pagdating sa volleyball. So, good luck to all the teams sa lahat ng naglaban niya ng championship. Good luck sa Biñan and Dasma. Ang nais ko lang sabihin sa inyong lahat na ito ay ginagawa ko kahit na wala pa tayong masyadong mga sponsors, but I just want to support sports, especially volleyball, basketball. Lahat ng sports gusto ko i-pursue at suportahan para yung mga kabataan natin magkaroon ng pangarap at saka magkaroon ng disiplina sa sarili. The best lesson to us na magkaroon ng disiplina sa sarili pagka tayo ay nasa sports. So, salamat din sa inyong lahat.
Sir, last question. Alam natin yung SEA Games is ongoing today. So what do you hope this league will do to inspire our young athletes who want to represent the country like what you did in the near future?
That's the main point for me. Lagi ako nakasuporta sa sports kasi gusto ko na may mga Pilipino na magdadala ng karangalan sa ating bansa. Magpakitang gilas doon sa ibang bansa kasi ako, naranasan ko for how many years, dekada-dekada na nagdadala ng karangalan sa ating bansa. At pag nandoon ka sa ibang bansa, iba yung pakiramdam mo na as a Filipino, proud na proud ka because you're carrying the Philippine flag. So yun ang importante na ma-achieve natin na goal na yung mga kabataan makapaglaro sila sa ibang bansa at mapagdala ng karangalan sa ating bansa.
Thank you so much for that, sir. And of course, speaking of representing the country, congrats on Physical Asia. You made us proud, Senator. And of course, congratulations, fighter of the century, Senator Manny Pacquiao.
And that right there is Quinn Barcarce together with the MPVA founder and, of course, Senator Manny Pacquiao, who has not only represented the Philippines in boxing, but like I told you, Jong,
Yes.
at alam din ni Quinto, represented us in Physical Asia, man.
And I watched that. And of course, let's not forget, of course, the goal and the objective on why Senator Manny Pacquiao founded MPVA, again, is that to support the grassroots level of Philippine volleyball. And right now, I think he's happy with the turnout of MPVA right now.
That is a much-needed break to listen to one of the GOATs in sports history.
Yes.
And for Biñan, they don't want to let Senator Manny down by just going down without a fight. They want to go down swinging.
Yeah. And I hope, malay mo naman yung mere presence dito ni Boss Chief Manny Pacquiao would inspire Biñan, di ba, to strengthen the things that they need to do.
Alam mo, minsan kasi yung pressure, ano yan eh, nasa likod mo pa mismo. Di ba? Doon nakaupo, might listen to what you guys are possibly talking about. But nevertheless, we love the support that Sir Manny has been showcasing to all of these players and teams as Cerneche. Here's one player that has represented us overseas.
Oh, yes. Alongside, of course, with Dailisan Encantada, who represented us in the under-18 in Bahrain.
Just can't seem to break any of it as another point has been scored nitong Biñan. More things now officially happening. Bono, tumaaya, and nobody home to get that.
Sobrang bilis ng arm swing doon ni Chami Maaya. Pataas pa lang yung set ni Abigail Pono. Chami Maaya papaluna. And nobody's home here on the side of Biñan.
Tsaka yung timing niya doon eh, no? Hinintay niya muna na bumaba yung blockers before she slammed it down. And that has placed Dasmariñas with a very comfortable advantage. That's almost a free ball. Bono back to Marsh, and that goes in yet again.
And right now, the offense is really deep here on the side of Dasmariñas. And I think with weapons like Cerneche, with like Celine Marsh and multiple scoring option, I think Dasmariñas can keep rotating attackers to stay unpredictable at the overwhelm itong depensa ng Biñan.
Which is already happening, by the way. Kasi ganyan na ganyan. Even the offense doesn't need to start if Marsh is gonna keep throwing haymakers.
And this time, I think Dasmariñas right now is like a well-oiled machine scoring in different side of the court.
Scoring in different portions. They go to Momeng. Bono just, you know what? I'll toss it right to the middle.
And you know, I think if I were Lams Lamina, I know that next year will be my last playing year with NU, and seeing Abigail Pono replacing me, I mean, this is a sign of relief that someone could actually step into my possession.
Ito yung ano eh, nasa mabuting kamay.
Oo, yun.
Coach Regine Diego looking at this in a rebuilding process. Let's listen in on Coach Ove.
Wala kang ibang gagawin, bantayan mo lang yung sensor. Hindi ka naman papalo.
We may have not been able to hear a few words mula kay Coach Obet, but he's a little bit more chill now than what happened in that set number 1. As they are down big by 11. Padillon. Here's a silver lining.
Yeah. Well, that is a good sign here for Biñan. Well, at least an additional option here for Dumasig. Lakod Lassen has been really quiet here since the first set.
But the Leon goes for it. Bono, combination again. Likod na naman. Momeng can't seem to find it. Bono not allowing them to set up the defense, but great floor mula dito sa Biñan until Alinsug slows it down.
And that's what you really like here for Dasmariñas, is that yung presence of mind nila, and they able to maintain that aggressive tempo after that first set. And I think when Dasma controls the rhythm, sabi nga, when a team controls the rhythm hands, the other team will surely struggle to keep up, and sustaining a fast attacking pace right now with Dasmariñas yung ginagawa nila, that this will be an extra challenge for Biñan.
Attack again. Bodies diving on the floor. But eventually, it's going to be Pat Salazar scoring. And Dasma just 2 points away from securing game number 1 in a best-of-3 series.
Dami pagkakataon yung trabaho sa'yo. Sabi yung mata mo, kulang pa sa bright eh. Huwag ka manood. Naglalaro kayo na. Tinita ka ng court. Naglalaro ka.
Unfortunately for Biñan, those were some very simple commands, pero ramdam mo eh. Ramdam mo yung disappointment ni Coach Obet Javier because he expected for them to perform way better than this has turned out to be.
Well, definitely, and I'm sure, Hans, that Biñan really prepared for this match contra Dasmariñas, and I think it's not just Coach Obed didn't see the things that she expected to see here, especially that we are in the finals.
That was Sam Tira Tira being activated late into this game. So that means a point will be added to Biñan. They're just down by 11. But the plan for Biñan is to bring at least a bit more momentum heading into game 2. That's a block. Alinsog just tosses it to the left. Tudlasan is gonna get another point, and it's gonna bring some spark back to Biñan.
Well, Tudlasan has been really very quiet since the first set. And if there is something that they can actually bring, a takeaway moving on to our game number 2, there is really a lot. I mean, like Tudlasan, she's not on her A game right now.
Or maybe she was, but she was a marked woman heading into this first game. Bono running attack to Salazar. Can't convert. Biñan scrambling for that ball. Running attack again. And Salazar, sniper right down. Match point for Dasmariñas.
And look at that play. I think that's what you actually get when you have a very good pass here from Hardio to Pono. And look at those running attacks. Kanina pa ginagawa dito ng Dasma and Salazar. Really very good. Very good timing on that back set na binigay dito ni Abigail Pono.
And it's just a point separating these Monarchs from taking it on. But that will be delayed for a bit after an error mula kay Abe.
Well, sabi dito ng Biñan, not yet. Well, let's see how far Biñan, kung gaano nila katagal kakayanin, how much point they could actually get here, especially that Dasmariñas, 1 point na lang to secure this game 1.
Marsh receives. Cerneche attacks. Not gonna happen just yet. A delivery. Patungo kay Servidad to still keep them in the running and save the second match point.
We're not yet done. Also, Dumasig dito is also a very good server. Let's see, but right now, tignan natin, you know, in volleyball, the hardest point talaga is that one last final point. Let's see how will Dasmariñas get that final point to secure this game 1.
They seem to be targeting Celine Marsh here at the service line. Not gonna happen anymore. Cerneche. They're still A-okay, but that's a free ball. They go to Lot. Back. Not gonna happen. Servidad was rejected. Laika this time finds nothing. And at the end of it all, this is going to be determined by a review.
Yes, I know that has nothing to lose dito, of course, for Coach Obet, whether he will be using his last challenge. So, tignan natin, who knows? But well, on my ankle hands, I thought that hit coming from Tudlasan went outside. But now, let's see if the camera actually get a different side.
That is what we're about to find out here. It is a point that would either keep Biñan alive or for Dasmariñas to take game number 1. The story of this matchup has been perfection against redemption. Biñan struggling to redeem themselves after a dream. Game number 3 against Quezon, but Dasmariñas staying true to their form. Perfect still. And they are looking to stay just like that with a potential sweep kontra sa Biñan.
Well, let's see if the undefeated excellence of Dasmariñas will still remain or if the Biñan's miracle in motion will prevail here in this game. But for Dasmariñas, isang puntos na lang kinakailangan nila to secure this game number 1. But here comes Coach Obet challenging that last final point coming from Laika Tudlasan. Let's see if there's...
Here we go.
Oh, I think Coach Obet Hans is challenging for a net touch, not for a ball in or out.
Okay, that's what we're gonna try to figure out from here on out. And the answer is no. Nothing touched that net, and it is all Dasmariñas. Not only touching, but grabbing game number 1 as the victory settles with the Monarchs.
And right now, of course, for Dasmariñas' hands still remain immaculate here in the MPVA. What a record. I think they are the first team since the inaugural season who maintained no loss, no stumble since the very beginning of the season.
And for Biñan, the idea is to be a lot better heading into game number 2 because this was a shocker from what we've seen from them in game number 1, or set number 1 to be specific. But at the end of it all, it is Dasmariñas with a 25-21, 25-10, and 25-15 victory. A sweep kontra sa Biñan.
Muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Biñan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Biñan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan, at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag, hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Biñanense. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po ang ating mahal na lungsod ng Biñan. Merry Christmas po sa ating lahat.
once more, it is 25-21, 25-10, and 25-15 in a best-of-3 series here at the MPVA Season 2 Finals. Dasmariñas takes the first victory in a potential 3-game series kontra sa Biñan, Tatakjel, Arellano Lady Chiefs. What an opening this has been from what we saw in set number 1. It was just a simple adjustment na nanggaling dito sa Dasmariñas, and it was Sam Cantada who has proven to be the game changer, being our Queen of the Court.
Of course, not only about her powerful spikes hands, but unstoppable service aces, those deadly attacks. She's the force that changed the momentum, and I think keep the opposition on their toes. And tonight, she's not just playing, but she's dominating the finals game 1 dito over Biñan.
And that right there is the Queen of the Court, Sam Cantada, also together with our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce. Quinn, please go ahead.
Yes, I am with our Queen of the Court in this finals game 1. Tinanong kita kung alam mo kung nakailang points ka. Sam, you got 15 points, 7 of which are aces. Grabe yon. Alam mo, even my panel are curious, anong nakain mo today? What powered you in this game?
Actually, hindi po siya nakain eh. Andyan po kasi sila mama. Eh, kala ko po hindi sila manonood pala sila. Nagulat pa ako kanina. Kaya siguro po yun. And then yung mga teammates ko din na ang tataas po ng energy po nila kahit sa training po. Yun po. And yung mga coaches din po na nagpapa-boost po sa amin.
Feeling ko sa game 2, sisiguraduhin mo nandun din yung family mo para ganun ka-powerful, no? Pero balikan natin yung first game nyo, yung first set nyo, no? Feeling ko hinahanap nyo pa yung rhythm kanina. Pero what clicked para mabawi nyo dun sa mga susunod na part ng laro nyo?
Siguro po, bigla lang po na naisip po namin na parang hindi naman kami to, hindi naman po kami ganito maglaro. Siguro po yun. Tapos nag-reset lang po kami, then bawi po kami second set. Yun po.
And surely yung pagbawi nyo, no, nag-work para sa Team Dasmariñas Monarchs. And nabanggit mo na kanina yung family mo. Kung gusto mo silang batiin, pasalamatan, now is your time, Sam.
Siyempre po, una-una, gusto pa magpasalamat kay Lord kasi po binigay po sa amin itong panalo na to. At siyempre po, siyempre dapat humble lang po kami kasi hindi pa naman po tapos. Or kahit tapos na, dapat humble lang po kami kasi hindi naman to ibibigay sa amin kundi dahil sa Kanya. And siyempre gusto po magpasalamat po sa mga coaches po na nandyan po lagi, kay Sir Bing po and sa management po ng Dasmariñas, kay Mayor Jenny po, and siyempre po sa family ko po na nandito po ngayon, sila mama po, yung kapatid ko, si Tato, yung ninang ko po, and syempre po, wait lang, marami po kasi sila. Yung Cantada family, Manggubat family, Clarin family, thank you po sa pag-support po, yung mga cousin ko. And syempre po, kay Daddy Mandy po, kay Mami Ina, kay Tatay, kay Papa po na nanonood po, nasa China po ulit siya. And syempre po, sa pinagpapagawan ko po ng nails sa tita ko. sa tita ko po, kay Ninang Jade, sa Ethereal po. Yan, thank you po. And syempre, sino pa po ba? Yung mga ka-teammates ko na lagi po nag-e-effort po sa training po. Wait lang. Si Tita Army din po pala. Thank you so much sa pag-suporta po palagi. Yun lang po.
And thank you, Sam. Truly a queen herself. Grabe, 15 points and still fresh like this. Wow! Turning it back to you, Hans and Jong.
Maraming salamat, Quinn, and of course, Sam Cantada. That was, of course, not only her play style, but also the nail style showing into action. Ngayon lang ako nakarinig, Jong, na nagpasalamat din dun sa gumawa ng kanyang nails. But hey, hindi pala sa nakain. Dun pala sa dumating at sumuporta kay Sam Cantada kung kaya't may hulog lahat ng kanyang bitaw. But before you say anything, here are your Smarts Power the Place, brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. Nabanggit ni Quinn kanina na yung set number 1, medyo dikit. Nabanggit ni Sam kanina na parang hindi sila ganun maglaro. And I think that's what changed over time.
Exactly. And also for Biñan, Hans, I think they continue to lean heavily to Chris Servidad with defenses reading yung atake niya. But right now, I must say here in the finals game 1, they need to Tudlasan to step in and share the scoring lead. At yung shaky reception nila, nagtuloy-tuloy yung Hands even during the second set, and the lapses in composure and also have been the major hurdles here for Biñan, preventing them to run their full offensive system.
Cantada seemed to be the closer in set number 1. Pero nagmistulang siya ang naging leader ng Dasmariñas in the second set dahil siya yung nag-build ng momentum. There was a little bit of addition coming in from every single player, but eventually there wasn't any way for Biñan to catch up in that second set.
Exactly. And also for Dasmariñas, I think they keep on controlling the momentum through some Cantada's powerful serves. But I think to turn the tide hands, Biñan must stabilize their reception and spread their offense. And while Dasma simply needs to maintain their service pressure and capitalize on their deeper arsenal to secure the win in game number 2. And tignan natin if Biñan will allow that to happen.
Because for now, hindi pa nila nagawa yun, and that's hard to adjust pretty well towards that attack, which is why Dasmariñas has a 25-21, 25-10, 25-15 3-set victory kontra sa Biñan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs to cap off and kick off game number 1 for your smart powered up plays. Looking at the match summary this time of the finals, there's been a huge discrepancy for attacks pero nagkatalo talaga dun sa aces, leading 17-1 ang Dasmariñas.
And I think let's highlight, I think the most glaring stat here right now, Hans, is the 17 aces na binigay dito ng Dasmariñas. It is not every day that you see an ace coming from a team more than 10, and Dasmariñas showing us that it is really very possible. But I think right now here, Dasmariñas is really showing us so much dominance. And for Biñan, I think they just really need to prepare and they need to compose themselves coming into the second game of the finals on Sunday.
Sabi nga ni Sam kanina, it ain't over until it's over. So kailangan, whether or not they win, whether or not the game is over, they have to stay humble. They have to stay true to the program, to the system, to what has been working for them all throughout this MPVA Season 2 respective season. And that was just domination na nanggaling sa kupunan ng Dasmariñas. But if you guys are wondering on where the others are, don't you worry, because we would still have a battle for bronze, a third place match coming this December 14 at the City of Dasmariñas Arena with Negros Immaculada Mega Wide going up against Quezon Tangerines, the champions of MPVA Season 1. One match to decide who wears the medal and who takes home the hardware para sa kanilang kupunan. But then, the game of the moment will be decided on whether or not we will be going to a game number 3, if Biñan Tatakjel Arellano Lady Chiefs will take us there, or will Dasmariñas City Monarchs finally put the finishing touches to what has been an excellent season for the yellow and green. In behalf of what we saw from today, our MPVA founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, our courtside reporter, Quinn Barcarce, and of course, Jong Panerio, my partner. My name is Hans Galeria. Thank you for sitting and checking us out here at MPVA Season 2. We will see you again on November, or should I say December 14th.